the video, because this, ladies and gentlemen, is why I will never give much space to the Doechii hate. I'm gonna be honest with you. She is a supreme talent. Who is coming up with visuals like this that are layered in this way in her peer group? Huh? I'll wait. And I'm not waiting because I don't think those names exist. I'm waiting because in this waiting process, you and I both have to unequivocally admit that Doechii is incredibly talented as well. And I'm going to tell you something. When I hear the Doechii hate, I am reminded of the Aquila and the Bee quote, or the quote that was introduced to me via Aquila and the Bee. Who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? So when people are asking, why is Doechii getting all of this, recognition amongst A-list celebrities? Why are her streaming numbers so high? Who is she to be the third ever female rapper to win the Best Hip Hop Award? My question to them is, who is she not to be? Okay! While y'all chew on that in the back, me and the real fans are gonna get into the rest of this review. Let's go!
Hello? Hey, girl. Girl, you really just set up your voicemail. Call me back when you get this message, okay? I got the tea and it's piping. But until you call me back, I will be calling my other homegirls. Hey, homegirl! Let's get into the tea.
Hey, homegirl, homeboy, and homies. Welcome and welcome back to my other corner of the internet, Homegirl Hangout with Herbie. The corner where pop culture meets critical thought and medium ghetto antics. If this is your first time ever seeing my face, my name is Herbie Revalis. My pronouns are he, she, him, her, hers, and hers. And yes, that does mean that I wear pants, skirts, pearls, and purses. I'm excited because we are gathered here today to react to, or more so review, Doechii's hit single, Anxiety. It's giving us a surprise hit, or maybe a sleeper hit. It falls somewhere between a surprise and sleeper hit, so we're gonna call it a surprise sleeper. Thank you. Much like Anxiety. A lot of us know that it samples Doechii's Somebody I Used to Know, which of course I loved as a kid. If you came of age in the 2010s, you probably heard this song a lot in Forever 21. Well, Forever 21 is closing down, so maybe I shouldn't say that, because when I watch this video back in a couple years, I'll be like, girl, Forever 21, what even is that? Neither here nor there. I thought that her remixing this in her room back in 2020 was super cool, because I've always thought this score was a little dark and a little suspenseful. So it makes complete sense to write a song about the feelings that are associated with anxiety and attach it to these sonics. Super smart. It was also really fun for me as a fan of Doechii to see this song go up, because we've seen this phenomenon with Doechii happen before, where the people decide that her version of a song that's getting popular is what we prefer. If you'll remember her song, What It Is, Ho, What's Up? Every good girl needs a little thug. Yes! That song, What It Is, aka Block Boy, was initially released with Kodak Black. And myself included and many other fans were saying like, I don't know if you needed Kodak Black. I prefer it with just you on it. Can we get the solo version, babe? And the solo version outsold and outperformed and is being outstreamed among, Doechii fans. The Coven, is that what we're called? Are we called The Coven? Okay. This is the one time I'll make an exception to being a witchy woo-woo girl and saying that I too am in the coven. I too am in the coven, honey. And so we see a similar thing happening with this song, Anxiety. She dropped this song, Anxiety, in 2020 on her YouTube channel as kind of like a remix to Someone I Used to Know. And then Sleepy Hollow sampled her remix and put her on as a feature on the Anxiety song in 2023. It became really popular on TikTok. And here we are in 2025 reacting to her re-released version of Anxiety. And for me, I love when Doechii demonstrates that she never needed a man for shit, and certainly not for a hit. Never need a nigga, I'm what a nigga needs. What? I said, I never needed a nig. I'm what a nig needs. All right, let's move on. And it's so interesting that this has been a pattern where people are like, we prefer to just hear you. Your talent is rising to the top. It doesn't matter that you got on, obviously at the time when she did What It Is, Ho, Kodak Black was a bigger artist than her, right? So I'm sure the label said, let's get a male artist on here who is bigger than you, who can, increase your profile, your social standing, and also introduce a male perspective into the song. Super fair. But I'll also say that when you are a talented girl, talent always rises to the top. And it's another reason why I will never grant space to the haters of Doechii who are saying like, oh, she's an industry plant. Her hits are songs that sound like nothing else that are on the radio, and certainly nothing else in female hip hop right now. Her hit songs are around mental illness and mental health, or how we navigate those experiences with anxiety, or Denial is a River, which is a song about infidelity in the context or as it intersects with queerness. Show me a female artist who is giving you that level of dynamicism in their songs. We love, Booty Drop, we love Nissan Altima, but this song in particular, and what is increasing her her fame, her success, are songs, EPs, projects. Alligator Bites Never Heal. It's not a super sexy record, which a lot of times the industry wants to isolate and marginalize Black women artists, and even more so Black female rappers, into a silo where the only thing that's successful for them is selling sex, which we all love a good little 1-2 moment, shout out to that. But I love seeing a female rapper like Doechii just being able to do whatever she wants and to offer us different subject matter, and that also be celebrated, right? Why can't we live in a world where we get access to all the things? I want it all. And so I'm doing a lot of filibustering. I'm sorry. This is a big preamble for us to just get into the moment. So let me pull the video up. We are going to watch this video. Of course, this is YouTube, so Patreon is going to get this video first. Hey, Patreon girlies. Hey, homegirl, besties, close friends, and ride or dies. They will be getting this first, and obviously the full rendition, because I'd like to keep my job and my channel. So that's the way we're going to work that one. I will try to chop this up and give you guys my thoughts as we go along. But let's get into my girl Doechii. Wait a minute. So first of all, I'm already living in the first, 15 seconds of the video. I'm already getting my life because, this set, I'm not sure if this is the exact same room. I doubt it. But this set is set up exactly like the room where she would do the Coven sessions. If you are a Doechii fan or a longtime Doechii fan, you remember when she was on YouTube doing the Coven sessions where she would record like freestyles, remixes, just little moments for the fans. And this is the exact set or room that she recorded the original remix to Someone I Used to Know for Anxiety. So it's a really cool moment here, but this is also like a double, triple entendre. There's many meanings here. Obviously the set is not just reminiscent, but almost exact to the room that she recorded in. But also, this is referencing High Anxiety, a comedy movie from back in the day before I was even conceptualized or thought of. And then there's another meaning that we're gonna realize at the end of the video. And so I love I will be honest with you. I watched this video once, maybe twice. I don't know. It's a review, not necessarily reaction, and I gag every time. So I'm ready to gag again. This moment, I was like, not you in the same set. Not you in the same set, sister. Like, I love a girl who is thoughtful. I've said this before, and I'll say it 1,000 times over and over again on this page and in my lifetime career. I am a lover of smart art. I love a layered text. I love something where it's like, it's referential, it's thoughtful, it's pulling on other things, it's historical, right? When art references other art, it allows that thing to live on some more. So her referencing High Anxiety allows that to live into the conversation again and to the cultural zeitgeist and a bunch of other stuff that we're going to see throughout this video. So super cool. Love it. Let's keep going. The Movers. Wait, so first of all, her getting up and being carried away is just so like so soft, so womanly. Love it, femme. But also the Movers, I think this may be a reference to when her boyfriend came in and destroyed all she owned. Whoopsies, made a whoopsie. Maybe I'm pulling that from nothing, but it looks like you're in your house and you're having to move out. You have to move, and we know that I don't know, that situation wasn't as safe. Somebody comes and destroys your things. You don't feel safe in that space, so you have to move, and that causes anxiety living in a space where I'm imagining in her mind it's like everywhere you go. In the next space, you're like, will I have to encounter something like that again? Maybe where I love someone and I have to move because there's the thin line between love and hate, and just my luck, it's already happened once. Why wouldn't it happen again? That's kind of the way anxiety works, Keep going. A SWAT team. Is that Ice? Girl, I have nightmares about Ice too. First of all, stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. I don't know what it is about The Shining, But the girls love to reference The Shining. A lot of people were saying that Beyonce is going to reference The Shining or has already put like little snippets in what visuals we do, because the visuals are coming. I sat with T.S. Madison this time last year, and asked her deep in her eyes, girl, where are those visuals? Now, she didn't say yes. She didn't say no.
Where are the visuals and are you in them? Wait, continue to look me in my eyes because I want to know. I don't know what you're talking about.
Those visuals are coming, girl. They are on the way. And again, people are saying that Beyonce is referencing The Shining because we know that Beyonce has an affinity for horror. I could totally see Doechii also having an affinity for horror, especially in a video that is about anxiety, which is anxiety attacks are horrific experiences. So referencing The Shining makes so much sense here. I've also heard that these are her real sisters, her real twin sisters, so that adds a different layer to this. In The Shining, the twins represented, like, obviously it was ominous and it represented fear and upcoming doom and gloom. It also can reflect, I think, with these being her real twin sisters, and them also being, black girls, it can be her subconscious. One is the devil and one is the good angel, or I don't know. I think it's layered here. One, because they're her real sisters, so it could also represent her own individual childhood trauma, which I'll make it make sense a little bit more in a couple moments about the childhood trauma piece. I could be wrong though. I could be wrong though. And that table scene was a reference to high anxiety. Fun. I keep pausing it. I'm sorry, but a lot of people leave the house. They're like, wait a minute. Did I leave the stove on when I made that tea? It's a commonplace example of something that can make someone feel anxious. And having the firefighter there not helping her and her having to put the fire out herself is a much more stressful situation. It's all just ridiculous. I live. Like, not the Doechii reference to the actual music video. Like, that eats. That eats. We all saw that, and I'm like, girl, a referential queen. I love a referential queen. It's just a gag. And the exact, so first of all, it's interesting that when she says anxiety, shake it off of me, she shook off those men who wanted to put her in that same loop that she's already realized was chaotic, was disruptive, was dangerous, right? The fires, the moving, the SWAT team. So now it's almost as if she's an active participant or an active observer of her own anxiety, right? Sometimes anxiety takes over you don't really know what's happening. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm a girl who has dealt with chronic anxiety since maybe 2018. The onset of it was I was in my first real relationship, or 2019, excuse me. I was in my first real relationship with my long-term boyfriend, and I grew up Christian. So I was like, everything we're doing is a sin. We've got to go to church. If we're going to be, if you're going to blow my back out, we at least have to go to church on Sunday, right? And that dichotomy of hearing a homophobic preacher and a damning preacher and being in a loving relationship at the time was so emotionally complex, and the emotions were at war with one another. And that level of confusion led to, I was just overcome by it, right? And so I realized, I was like, I feel like I can't breathe in this space. The walls are closing in on me. I'm in a vehicle. The vehicle won't stop. Let me out. I started to have not just anxiety, but claustrophobia. And I like couldn't go throughout the day without like having a panic attack. And it was onset from, feeling like, now I can look back in hindsight and say I felt inadequate. I felt fearful that the love that I was experiencing was going to lead me to an eternal punishment. So deep. So I didn't need to go all the way there, but I say that to say this song resonates with me, and these visuals are resonating with me on a way where I'm like, I can absolutely break this apart because I've experienced this in a very real way. To the point where I never drove. My school, I went to a very large school. I went to Rutgers, New Brunswick campus. It's huge. It has the second largest public system after the literal state public transportation system. And I had to get a car because I just was afraid to get on the bus, to get on public transportation, to be in the car with my parents because of this debilitating anxiety. And it is cyclical. First, it comes onto you and you're kind of like a bystander. Then you become an active observer of what's happening. So it's just interesting to watch these visuals so specifically detail the feeling, illustrate the emotion of anxiety. Sorry, that was such a big detour, but I'm living for my girl Doechii. And this is the piece. This is the piece right here. I just keep stopping it. I should have put Doechii up here. Oh my God, hold on, wait. Doechii the John, Doechii the Dean, Doechii Supreme. That's my. Can y'all see that? Can y'all even see that? That's the Doechii vinyl. Love her. From Alligator Bites Never Heal. But this is where I was saying that I feel like it made her choosing to use her sister. Girl, spit it out. Choosing to use her sisters as the shining twins, which obviously when you're referencing something, you're trying to use these twins to symbolize something greater for the audience. I think that her doing this, like, do you see me? Look at this anxiety. Like, I'm having an anxiety attack actively. And you guys are watching me. I'm trying to get your attention and no one seems to move. No one seems to care. No one knows how to respond. And so for them to just look at her, cold, stoic, stone-faced, and her to just be like, fuck, I'm really in this all by myself. I need to escape this. That's why I also felt like that was another layer to this illustration of choosing to use her sisters and it having some sort of connection to childhood trauma. Again, I'm a girl who will read into something if there's something to read into. Now, we may disagree, but let's just keep moving on. And it starts all over again. First of all, the outfit change in his body is nasty. This is referencing something I just can't remember. I'm so curious who choreographed this. I think I saw who choreographed this earlier. I forget the name of the person, but beautiful, beautiful work. They also choreographed, I'm saying I'm so curious who choreographed this and then goes on to detail what I know about the choreographer. The choreographer also choreographed her Grammys performance. Beautiful. They know just what to do with a lot of moving parts to create almost like this beautiful artistic mosaic movement. It just all comes together in a way that feels really idyllic, really nice to look at. I enjoy it a lot. So even Doechii's makeup right here is a moment. The skin, everything. Yeah! Come on, micro braids. And the random elephant, it's just camp. Like, I know that Doechii has her finger on everything because the bitch just knows camp though. And this suburb where it's like the perfect Americana scene, where it's like, you should be living the American dream. You live in the suburbs. It looks pretty diverse around you. You should be living the American dream. But bitch, I'm having a panic attack. I'm having a panic attack in my seat. In my seat. It's referencing Thriller. Dance, Doechii! You see how even when she escaped what appears to be the home, right? And like, I guess the house is representing her mind, right? So she's trying to escape her mind, go outside, get fresh air, do something to release, right? There's movement involved. Movement to release these feelings. There's still those two firefighters still went to go pick her up in a similar way that the movers went to go pick her up. So it's almost like even when I try to escape, I can't. There's still so much happening. It's still so chaotic. I'm trying to join the chaos, work with it, girl, go with the waves of the ocean, and I'm still getting my ass whooped. So fun, so interesting. And again, love the Thriller movement, or the homage to Thriller movement, right? It's a Thriller reference. This is cute. This is really good. The choreographer did a big one. Yes! Twerk! You better shake that mother... You better shake that big old chocolate ass. Speaking from one chocolate booty to another, you better work. You better work. You better work. Doechii, it's also the theater element, right? Like, this is theatrical. The thought process, the story that's being told, the plot, it has something to say about itself. It's referential, meaning like people are going to watch this over and over again and get new pieces of meaning, which I love. That's what we gag over a music video. I mean, me as a doll who gags with my other homegirls about music videos, like, I'll be like, girl, just come over. We finna play Beyonce, Gaga, Adele, Nicki. Girl, it's gonna give a doll night. Christina. That's what we're getting into. I love when you can go to a video and be like, I didn't notice that. I didn't notice that. I was so focused on her serving. I was so focused on her serving that I didn't notice that reference. And I love stuff like that. And this is the final entendre for that window breaking in the beginning. Her mind. Brought to you by the mind of Doechii the Don, Doechii the Dean, Doechii the Swamp Ruler. I mean, obviously that glass breaking and it being a reference to the very beginning of the video shows you that everything about this video is cyclical, and everything about the state of anxiety is this constant cycle until it decides it's done with you, or you develop the tools to gain control over your mind and body, right? Which is a forever practice. I'm gonna tell you, as a person who does have anxiety, it's a forever practice, right? I've gotten so much better in the past, like, what, 6.5 years. And so I'm grateful for that growth. But everything, sometimes you find yourself in a context that brings you right back, and you almost feel like you lose the tools or the what you felt you had before that could bring you back. I'm gonna tell you something. Now that the video's over, Doechii deserves everything that she got. And I'm not going to say it twice. I'm not going to say it 3 times. I'm going to say it every time you motherfuckers try my girl. Now, she and I did share a moment on the first stop of her Alligator Bites Never Heals tour. I was the first Swamp Prince. It was such a beautiful time. She's an incredible performer, an incredible artist. And I'm standing by her 10 toes down. When I saw what she gave at GLAAD, the GLAAD Award, she gave a speech where she was like, I'm disgusted by how they're treating trans people and queer folks. And I'm like, I don't believe that celebrities will heal the world. No, girl. I believe that we will heal the world. Everyday people who stop supporting different businesses and organizations who don't give a fuck about the poor people, black people, brown people, women, queer folk. When we start redefining how we use our funds, when we start putting boots on the ground, when we start using our voices in tandem with folks who have a big mic. But I will never not acknowledge the value of someone who has a large platform in a time where it feels like it's very consequential for someone like myself or another everyday person to just be like, stop doing this. And I'm calling out this administration, in an administration that is very punitive and petty. Like, mamas, focus on your 10 and your Bangladesh, bitch. Don't worry about me critiquing this awful administration. Let me read you in peace. This is my First Amendment right. What the heck? I have a right to freedom of speech, which means the library should always be open for me to read you. But it doesn't always feel safe to do so. It doesn't always feel safe to do that. So when folks like Doechii, who have a big platform and a big mic and a big voice, use their voice to do that, I love that. I think it's necessary. I think that makes me want to support this person more. Shout out to my girl Doech. I'm wishing nothing but positive things. You deserve nothing but good okay? I'm gonna let y'all go. Let me know what you thought of this anxiety review down in the comment section down below. I love you too bad. But before I let you go, you know I will never leave you without saying this. I am in a constant state of practice. And so are you. You can never fail when you're in a constant state of practice. I love you. Mean it. All right? I'm gonna talk to y'all later. Bye.